Allergies. Tonight, 8, 7 Central on NBC.
This flight goes down in the Atlantic tonight. Everyone's going to die.
I have a job to do.
You cannot do this alone. You're almost home.
I'm working on it.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Click or call to schedule your new smile consultation today.
Go ahead and smile.
You know, so many topics you can pick in life, and once you begin to talk about something kind of on the surface with this topic, you realize pretty quickly that there's one thing after another that can relate to it or can be benefited from it. So the topic this morning is acupuncture. Dr. Wayne Stevens is back on the show with us. He has the Wellness Tree.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Nice seeing you too.
The truth is we can pick anything from stress and anxiety, which everyone seems to deal with these days, to low back pain, which is common.
Yes, ma'am.
To something kind of obscure, which you wanted to focus on today, which is alpha-gal.
Yes.
And what you're doing with your acupuncture is changing people's lives.
It really is changing people's lives, and this is what's so cool about acupuncture is that it can do so many things. There's a broad thing about it. I had to take some extra classes, some CEUs, to learn this. It's an abbreviation called SAAT is the technique, and it's based on auricular acupuncture or acupuncture with solely in the ear, and we've literally changed some people's lives.
So for people like me who aren't familiar with alpha-gal, explain kind of what it's doing to people and why it's so beneficial now that you can help folks with it.
Yeah, so what happens is it comes from a tick-borne disease. It gets into your blood system when the tick bites, and it's also becoming tick season now, so I think it's even more important for that, and for Lyme's disease too, and other conditions. But specifically with alpha-gal, what happens is they get bit, then they go through, your body chemistry changes, but it makes you allergic to the point you can even have anaphylactic shock from eating meat, and most commonly like mammal meat, like beef, and then also pork and different things like that. And so we've had a few patients who've come in with that and literally been able to change their life.
When they've come to you though, have they come because they were hurting or because they suspected that the acupuncture could help with this allergic response?
They suspected that acupuncture could help with that. There's a lot of information online about it.
Well,
really.
okay, so that kind of plays into what I said at the beginning, that something appears one way on the surface, but once you kind of realize the philosophy behind it,
yeah,
you realize how it could help with so many things, because acupuncture, am I right, kind of deals with inflammation in the body?
Oh yes, ma'am, it can help with that really easily. It's both systemic and local.
Does it balance the body? Is that ultimately what it does?
That's exactly how we look at it as Chinese medicine doctors or practitioners, is that we're trying to create balance so that your body comes to its own natural homeostasis, so that it's not reacting to, in this case, these allergens, and that it can also heal itself.
Okay, but that means if your body is trying to come to its own homeostasis, let's say that both my husband and I had a problem and we were dealing with alpha-gal, just suppose.
Yeah.
You would, unlike a medicinal approach where it's a here, take this.
Correct.
You would treat each of us as on an individual basis, and what he received and what I received might be different?
That's true. I would say like in the placement of the needle is going to be different. Because we have, this goes into, it's a little bit more in depth than that, but it goes into like kinesiology and muscle testing. So we're going to bring the allergen into your system without being on you or in you, meaning you hold a vial. And then that's going to activate your body's energetic system. This is a little bit more in depth now. But that's going to create active points, if the TV can see my ear here, in here. And each individual, the area is the same, meaning a broad spectrum, but the actual point in that area has been different.
Is that an energy thing?
Yes.
Because we believe, many people do anyway, I guess not everybody does, but that's what we are, is we're energy.
Yes.
Okay, talk about fertility.
Oh yeah, man. Fertility is a great reason to come get acupuncture, regardless of, if you're having problems conceiving or difficulties conceiving. Regardless if you're working with a fertility clinic that's helping you. We've done both ways, in the sense of people coming on their own without going to a fertility clinic. Acupuncture and Chinese herbal formulas help with that. Currently we're working with some patients who have gone through IVF, but they've had, let's say, a history of miscarriages. And so we're helping them keep the baby and get past that stage and not have the miscarriage.
I've got a couple of minutes left. If somebody comes to you, and they can go on your website and read more and make an appointment that way and everything, whether they're coming for a low back pain issue or something else, do you decide what kind of length of visits they're going to need? I mean, do some people come to you a couple of times and others come for 6 months?
Yes.
Does it vary?
Generally speaking, like anytime you've had something longer, meaning chronic, it's going to take longer to treat. If you have something acute, it's going to take a short time period. Okay. So I used to treat a lot of like CrossFitters, right? And so they would come in with an acute injury from lifting from that day, and we would treat them, and generally speaking, the next day they feel better. Somebody who had chronic low back pain for, let's say, 3 years, it's probably not going to be like one treatment. And it's going to be a course of treatments.
Something I'll give you credit for, just because y'all can't know what you didn't hear. He and I were talking beforehand about this alpha-gal, and I had said to you, so is that similar then, can you do the same thing for Lyme disease?
Yep.
And his answer was, probably, but I will tell you, I don't have experience with that one as much.
That's true.
I think that's relevant to say, because you're not going to claim to know something you don't know.
Oh yeah, man, I like to heal people. I like to fix people. And if I feel like I'm going to have a hard time doing it, I'm not going to waste your time or my time. Right. I'd rather have people leave happy.
All right, well here, we're going to leave happy. So hold on, here's how you can get in touch with him. It's the Wellness Tree on Dayton Boulevard, 877-3770 is the phone number. And online, it's ChattanoogaWellnessTree.com. If you want to go there, you can navigate your way also to making an appointment on your own.
Yes,
the
ma'am.
happy we're going to leave people with, besides you, is every Monday we do a dad joke of the week. So here's our installment of this week's corny way to begin your week, the dad joke of the week with our friend Jason Wright.
Your dad joke of the week brought to you by Linderman's Furniture.